Hello and welcome back to World's World of Reviews and More. Today we're going to be taking a look, as you can see, at this Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi retro collection Kenner figure. You know the deal. These were the original, they're modelled after the original Star Wars figures that came out by Kenner, I believe. I know like the Marvel ones now still have the Kenner logo on because even though they were never made, the first Marvel figures, it's to kind of emulate this style. And I think it was 5 POA, 5 points of articulation, who'd said, you know, these figures are more for collectors who want to leave them in the box. Because obviously articulation wise, etc., they don't offer a whole lot. However, as a whole, in the packaging, it looks good. You know, it looks weathered and tattered, as you can see. Let's show you the details on the actual packaging. So it's making out as if, you know, it's all printed on. It's making out as if these are old figures. This is actually a sticker, so you could remove that. It's a little bit weird why they would put a sticker there covering Obi-Wan. There's the Kenner logo, Obi Wan Kenobi, Wandering Jedi. This is from the Obi Wan Kenobi, based on the Obi Wan Kenobi series on Disney, which I absolutely loved. My relationship with Star Wars is a little bit complicated. I didn't have it like growing up as a thing, and then I'd seen some of the films and I'd watched the prequel trilogy came out just as I was like hitting 10, so it was everywhere and I was big into it at the time. Phantom Menace in particular was huge. However, then when Attack of the Clones came out, I think I'd grown out of it and I didn't even see Revenge of the Sith. But I'd seen the original trilogy because my aunt and uncle had the original trilogy on VHS. And we still had a VHS player for years and years and years, so I'd kind of watch them again when I was getting to like 16, 17 and watch them properly. And I did invest in 2 figures at the time, one Darth Vader and one Luke in a different attire, not his normal attire. I can't remember which it was, but anyway, I bought those really cheap secondhand. Whereas these days you can get a hold of the figures, you know, ridiculously cheap. Star Wars, I mean, this was on sale for only £4, which realistically for what you get is a bargain for the price of toys these days. So, you know, I'm quite pleased with it. Let's take a look at the back. Just the usual Star Wars details. Yeah, so, you know, and then as far as Star Wars goes now, I watched this series because I'm a big fan of Darth Vader, and I do like Obi Wan, obviously, as a character also, and I've not seen any of the sequel trilogy, and I've only just, I know how late I am to the party, started watching The Mandalorian last night, and I want to watch some of the other ones that they've released, like the creators just come out, and Ahsoka as well looks good, if I pronounced that right. I don't think I have, someone will tell me. But yeah, so this is the Obi-Wan figure, and because of space reasons and because of this huge sticker, which I could attempt to take off maybe just for you guys if you see them and you want to display them in packaging and see whether you can actually get the sticker off. It's not easy. It looks like it's going to be bitty, so we're just going to open this because I want to look at the figure properly anyway. So let's just tear that straight off. You could essentially cut that bit out if you want to keep it, and then we'll just rip into the figure here because, as I say, for the full price of £4, I don't think these will ever be worth anything, maybe in a long time in the future. So it comes in the blister pack. You get 2 accessories again for £4. I think they were originally like £8, and this is from Matalan, and I've also seen them in the Entertainer for the same price at £4. You get 2 accessories as well, which I think is really cool. So we get a blaster gun. I can get that out of the thing, it's falling out. Let's take a quick look at that. It's nicely detailed for what it is. Cool, very cool. Obviously we have his lightsaber as well, which is like that. It's quite straight. Normally these are quite bent, and I did see some of them which did look quite bent. And then we'll get to the actual figure. Let's pop Obi-Wan out, and you know what? It looks good. You've got cloth goods, which is nice on a figure this size and of this price. You can even put his hood up. Oh, I'm really impressed with this. I really like it actually. I'm glad I bought this one. And then underneath, he's got his like tunic. As you can see, let's get a bit of detail under there. Nicely sculpted. You can see the kind of ripples as it's falling on his body. Cloth goods extend to obviously his legs, and there he's got his details in there, but it's nice, it's very cool to keep that up. So let's put his hood up. In terms of likenesses, this was one of the best. It's still not the best, obviously, because it's such a small figure. And obviously, when they're doing like droids, etc., you can get a really good likeness because, you know, they're machines or they've got helmets if it's a stormtrooper, etc. However, with people, it's a lot more difficult to get that kind of likeness on these type of scale of figures. And there was one here today that I'd seen which had his eyes like almost up on his eyebrows, and it was really bad. But this is not bad. I like this, and you know, you can tell it's Obi-Wan, young Obi-Wan. So his head does move all the way around. Arms, if you took his robe off, I think you'd be able to get up a bit better. There is articulation there. And then he's got like a ab crunch. Legs, no leg articulation, so you can't bend at the knee, and no feet articulation. So you are kind of looking at maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation. I could have got that wrong. I mean, his arms might not even bend either. I think they do. I don't want to take the thing off because I'm terrible at reclothing these things, but you know, he looks very, very cool. Let's put his accessories in. So we've got the blaster gun. Does it fit in? It does fit in quite nicely. It does. So like that. You could put the gun in the other hand and both at the same time, but let's put the main attraction in, which is his lightsaber. Fits in quite securely, it's not going to fall out. Obviously you can't get him into a position where you can hold it with both hands as you would be swinging it, but all the same. And the lightsaber is not as detailed as some of the ones I've seen, but it's not like a translucent, it's a you know, a solid blue. But you know, let's try it in this hand. Yeah, it doesn't say in that hand as much, so let's put it back in there. Get him into a position, and then we'll put his gun in this hand. If it would stay in, it does. So maybe that's the way you're supposed to have it. But yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely over the moon with this. I have to say, for the price, you get 2 accessories, you get a figure, nice cloth goods, nice sculpt. You know, not the best articulation, however, you know, that's not what you pay for in these figures. And like I say, if you're an inbox collector, they still look cool to display hanging them up. But overall, definitely pick this up. You know, there's been rare, I would say 100% that you're not going to lose unless you look at make sure you get a good face sculpt likeness. But, you know, for the price, if you're going to these shops and you see them, you know, and you're a Star Wars fan and you haven't got anything like this, then definitely pick them up because all in all, really, really pleased. Anyway, guys, that's my Obi-Wan. I think maybe that's the first Star Wars video on the channel. I think so. So that's a first. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back more with content, and you know, thanks again to 100 subscribers. It's really given me a boost, so thank you so much. And as always, peace, love, and prayers. May the Force be with you.